Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show. My name is Jack and today I want to talk about my Pavoni Esperto. I had it for 7, 8 maybe weeks now, so I think it's a great time to review this machine. First of all, I really love it. I really love it. So whatever I will say today, if you don't have time to watch, my final conclusion is if you consider getting Pavoni, get Pavoni. But let's take you through the things that I like and maybe a few things that I don't like. First of all, when you order this particular model, Esperto, you have a choice of two colors, kind of two versions of the same style. One is the chrome silver one that I've went for, and there's the other one that is more like a copper and gold. There are a few other differences with the shape of the group head between them, and pressure gauges are slightly different, but otherwise very similar machines. I went for this one. Why? It's cheap. It was cheaper. Okay, it was cheaper, so that's why. So when you buy Pavoni Esperto, you get a bunch of accessories. You get basically everything that that you really need, and a few things that you might not even need. So two portafilters, spouted and naked. Then you get 3 filter baskets. There is a single filter basket that I put here. There is a double filter basket that's already warming up, and there is that triple filter basket. I think they call it competizione or something similar. All of those filter baskets are IMS. Not just that, they are made for Pavoni. So on each of them there is a Pavoni logo, if you can see. If you want to buy them separately, they're like 40 pounds each, so kind of expensive stuff. Talking about IMS, there is also a shower screen, IMS shower screen. So you got the full experience. Yeah, you get 2 replacements for steam wand. They kind of got a different angle, so it came attached with this one as a steam wand, but I couldn't. It was kind of too close to the boiler, so I couldn't get my cup. When I was steaming the milk, I actually managed to scratch the surface a little bit, so I changed it into the steam wand with the kind of a different angle. What else? You get a tamper, and this tamper actually looks amazing. It looks like a piece of art, but it's not very precise. So there is a gap. It feels almost like 49 millimeters, not 51. I haven't measured it, to be honest, but it could be more precise. I mean, it's substantial. You can pull a decent shot with this one, but probably that's one of the things that you would want to upgrade from. The manual, obviously, I haven't even looked. Maybe there is something important here, but I haven't looked into that. And you get that, again, I haven't even opened this one. You get that contraption. That you can use it to attach to the steam wand. Maybe you attach it to that steam wand. That's why it's here. So use it to attach to the steam wand to make a cappuccino, to froth the milk in a kind of a different way. Who knows? Maybe one day I will put a video on how to do it. You also get extra temperature straps. So one temperature strap is attached to the machine, and you get a replacement, and you've got the Allen key to help you to open up to change the steam ones. So pretty much everything you need, you have. Now let me take you closer to the machine. and well, it's a beauty. Okay, it's a beauty. I just wanna show it to you. So have a look. Have a look. Nice. Every those handles made out of real wood. There is the eagle on top. Two pressure gauges. One shows you the pressure inside the boiler. There's just one. Well, obviously there's one boiler. The other one shows you the pressure when you pull a shot. Very useful. There's only one switch, so you just press it on. The rest, well, it's looks spectacular. So what I like about this machine, almost everything. You turn it on, 4.5 minutes, and the boiler is ready to pull a shot. It takes a bit longer to warm up the group head, but you can pull a few dummy shots, and that will help. There is a temperature strap, so you can kind of see where you are with the temperature. I also attached this digital thermometer. It shows a kind of a different temperature than the temperature strap, but it's also helpful, and it only cost me £3. Maybe it doesn't look great, but well, £3. The water tank you open underneath the eagle, so you open it there. Obviously, the machine has to be off. You've got 1.6 liters, which should be enough for a few shots. But if you do lots of those dummy shots, you probably refill it maybe at least once a day, probably sometimes twice a day, depending how many shots I go for. You can see the water level here, so that's a very useful thing, so you know when you need to fill it in. I really love the style, the wooden accents and everything else. It feels premium. This is not a cheap machine. It's not the most expensive, but it is not a cheap machine. You can get a Sage Duo boiler for the same price. And they even recently, I've noticed they even increased the prices. So it's not a cheap machine. It's not the most expensive machine, but it is a lovely machine. I really like the pressure gauge on the group head. So if you're interested in a pressure profiling, or if you, like myself, if you new to lever machines, then you see exactly where you are, and that's very helpful, because otherwise you don't know, am I pulling 9 bars, am I going too hard, am I not going hard enough? With experience you probably won't need it, but especially for the beginner it's great. But once you know what you're doing, then you may also think about the pressure profiling. You can start the shot with the, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 bars, then you ramp it up to 9, then you slowly, or whatever pressure profile you can think of. It's a very quiet machine. I mean, you can hear probably in the background the boiler it's warming up every now and then. You know it's ready when the light here is green, and also the pressure gauge, it's in a green zone, set on 0.8 bars. Some people like to increase it to 1. I'm not that experienced. I don't know. I left it exactly as it was. No, my kitchen is small. I don't have much space here. You see, there's very limited real estate on the counter, and this one is small. The footprint is small. You can maybe squeezing it in here does not give the justice to the machine, but it's the only place really that I can put it on. Another thing, well, the most important thing really about this machine, it makes amazing shots. Amazing shots of kind of a thick, gooey shots of espresso, kind of a ristretto style, and it's very difficult to pull a bad shot. It's possible, but it is a forgiving machine. Not every shot might be a perfect shot, but it's difficult to pull an undrinkable shot. the things that I don't like, or not many. First of all, it gets really hot. I mean, it gets really hot. Everything here, even the front, at some point, but definitely from here, the boiler, everything gets. So I've burned myself countless times. And maybe I'm a clumsy person, that I've burned myself so many times. If you have kids, this is not a kid friendly machine, okay? So you need to think about it. Now, some people may love the eagle, some people may hate the eagle. I personally love it, but for some of you, you don't have to have it. You can take it off. It helps to hold the machine when you pull a shot. Often, maybe because this is so low, often when I want to grab something, oh, this eagle flies so many times. So I'm afraid that one day I will break it. So far it's in a pristine condition, but one day I will break it. The drip tray, well, it is what it is. So this is a very cheap plastic, but you don't really look at that, so I don't mind. It's not the deepest, so it's okay for few drops of coffee, but you need to get something to catch the drips, especially when you do the dummy shots. It would fill up almost immediately, so that's something to consider. The fork, it wobbles. Okay, I tighten up some screws here. I put some silicone grease in between, because otherwise was rubbing metal on metal. It won't damage the machine, hopefully the machine, but it can leave some scratches. So again, it's not the biggest deal, but when you pay so much money, you wouldn't expect that to happen. Yeah. There are ways to improve it. You can modify this machine in so many ways. But if you buy top of the range La Pavoni, you would like everything to work perfectly. This one, there is a room for improvement on that. The temperature strap, it's very useful, but kind of destroys the nice look, and it's not very precise. Okay, so I have no idea, by the way, what would I like, but it kind of looks. It's nice that they put it, and I like it, and I use it. But again, it destroys the otherwise kind of industrial look of the machine. Steaming, it's good. Sometimes I get a little bit of that wet steam, so you probably it's a good idea to open it up and let it go for a few seconds before you steam the milk, but it is fast. My steaming skills are not perfect. It's much easier for me to steam milk on a Barista Express than on this one, but I'm getting good results as well. Well, as I mentioned, especially if you pull a few dummy shots, you can run out of water. It's 1.6 liters, so it's a big boiler, but you can run out of water. You cannot top it up until the machine cools down, okay? Because it's under pressure. Temperature control, I mean, it's not tricky, but it takes some time to get used to. Sometimes it gets too hot, then you have to use cold water to... you put some cold water, like I do, some cold water here, and I hold it so the group head gets cooler. You can put some ice cubes there. So you have to get used to the temperature control. One other thing that I haven't mentioned yet is the volume of the shot, and that was something that was that was very frustrating at the beginning. I came from Barista Express. I came from a Creme 1 duo boiler. So even though I knew that the 1 to 2 ratio is not the only ratio, this was the something like a standard, for me, like a good starting point, 1 to 2 ratio. This machine, I hardly ever get more than 30 grams of liquid. I normally put 15 grams of coffee and I usually get 25 grams. If I put the big basket, that triple basket, I put 20 grams of coffee and I still get like 25, 30-ish gram of liquid. So you're getting a different style of espresso. If you want to pour more water into the group head, once that handle is up, you can do those mini Fellini. Yeah, Fellini, yeah. Someone corrected me, this is not Fellator. Fellator is also a nice thing, maybe before you have a cup of coffee, but this is a Fellini, so you've got few small movements to get a little bit more water into the group head, but it's still only a few times it happened that I got more than 30 grams of coffee. So if you're obsessed with precision, if you want every shot back to back to be exactly the same, the pressure gauge helps. I use the scale, I put the mirror to observe the flow and everything, but those shots might be different. They will be all good. Some will be perfect, some will be very good, but they might be different. That's why when I test a new grinder or something, I start with the Barista Express. Not the perfect, but the only semi-automatic I've got at the moment. You've got more control using the well, definitely you've got more control using the semi-automatic than you use this one. Like one of the YouTubers I found recently, Coffee with Arthur. You can check his review of Cremina, amazing machine. He mentioned that this machine is more about a feel. He compared it to some Zen philosophy. I don't really necessarily buy it, but this is a machine that you go more for a feel rather than measurements. There are those gauges and a few things that I use because I like to do it, but like lots of La Pavoni experts will tell you, it's more about the feeling and what you feel. So experience, feel, and the shots are almost always perfect. Now, to dial it in, it's slightly different than I would normally do. With the semi-automatic, the way I do it, or often do it, I like to grind too fine first, so I choke the machine, and then I move the grind settings up. Okay, here, if you choke the machine, it will take some time. You cannot just pull a shot and remove it immediately, because there will be a pressure in a group head still, so you have to wait. So if you manage to choke the machine, there will be lots of water there. If you open it up immediately, it will end up everywhere. And that takes me to I think the last negative. They call it a stainless steel, chrome, or whatever. This is why they call stainless steel something that it's almost like a stain magnet. It's almost never in that pristine condition, right? Like right now, I polished it, but you can still notice few things here and there. That when you steam the milk, there will be some milk. When you pull a shot, if there is a channeling, there will be some spray of coffee. You cannot wipe it immediately. Well, you can, but you have to be careful because that's extremely hot. So you normally would wait till it's cooled down, and then you forget about it. It only looks so nice when you take it out of the box, or maybe when you clean it up. One more thing, but that might be myself. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's a big one. One one more negative that actually it might be a big one. Well, two in one. I have some issues with my right elbow because of my work, the gym, and a few things. My nerve, I've got an entrapped ulnar nerve in the elbow. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's good. This machine requires some force to pull a shot. Okay, that's okay. But maybe because my counter is too high. It's kind of an awkward position, so often it puts extra pressure on my elbow. Maybe I'm the only one with the elbow injury. If you don't have it, you'll be okay. But something to consider. Yeah, you maybe you wouldn't buy it to your grandparents if they have some I don't know, arthritis. Yeah, maybe that's not the best choice. If you have some injuries, and also when you pull a shot. I'm standing on the wrong side, so I'm kind of doing it the other way around. But you can either put one hand here when you, by the way, you lock it the other way around than with the most of the machines. So you start here and then that's how it's locked. So you would hold here, open, and then pull a shot. Yeah. The way I do it, I open it, I hold the eagle, and then I pull a shot. It's heavy, but it's not very heavy, so it moves. Okay, especially at the beginning, it can move. It's not this not very well. It won't. You cannot trip it on, but it's not very stable. Okay, especially if the countertop is slippery, it can move down. You can lose the eagle. So that's something that again you get used to. You get used to it. But it's something that may frustrate you, and something you need to consider. Yeah, there is a physical. Well, obviously there is but just think about it. There is a physical element of pulling a shot here. You may like it, if you consider a level this kind of machine. You're probably okay with that, but it may be something that you don't want to do. Some people call it a Sunday machine, but you only use it when you have a time. I use it I use it as a daily driver, and I can pull lots of shots back to back, but it takes a bit longer to wait. So I wait to depressurize the group head. So if I had a party, I probably would use Barista Express to pull a multiple shots. Okay, unless there are a party of people that I really liked, then I would offer them shots from La Pavoni. So to finish this with this video, let's pull a shot. Okay, let's pull a shot. If you're still here listening to my rambling, as you noticed, all my videos are unscripted, so I just talk and talk and talk. Then I cut half of that. And whatever is left, it's still too long. But if you like watching my videos, then click like, subscribe. Coffee is ready, the pack is prepared. I'll use a bunch of accessories. Maybe I will record another video about that. If you have any questions about La Pavoni, especially this one, just leave comments below. I also in the comments. I will leave the link to La Pavoni group. If you have any specific questions, they are really the best place to find the answers. So I will do 30 seconds pre-soaking, and now I will be slowly building up the pressure. Hopefully the channeling won't be. Of course, there is a channeling when I record, and I'm aiming for about 25 grams. Look at that. Nice, thick crema. Beautiful, beautiful shot. So again, thank you very much for watching. Click like, subscribe. Any questions or comments, leave them below. I will answer all of them, and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.